তখন তো 11টা বেজে গেছে।
হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ ওই প্রিন্সিপাল ঢুকেছেন।
হ্যালো, তোমার শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ শোনা যাচ্ছে, শোনা যাচ্ছে।
তাহলে আমরা শুরু করে দিই।
হ্যাঁ
স্টার্ট।
হ্যাঁ ওকে প্রশান্ত শুরু করে দাও।
ঠিক আছে। Survival of the fittest, a phrase originated from Charles Darwin evolution theory. Today, the pandemic has resulted our life to close in a room. But we human beings have the capacity and capability to grab opportunities from the adverse situation. As a result, we can see that today we all of have gathered here on this key platform for the webinar. I, Prashanto Devnath, live on behalf of Alipurduar College, Bangalore. Participants from all over the country, and near about 35% participants are belongs to Assam. So I welcome and I would like to thank all the participants for joining us today in this national webinar on techno-stress management in the contemporary pedagogy, effective use of e-resources. I'd like to thank to our eminent speaker, Dr. Kapoor from North Bengal University and Dr. Sanjay Singh from Guwahati University. I'd like to thank to my college authority for giving support and wholehearted support for conducting this program, especially to Dr. Joydeep Rao, Principal. All will be benefited after attending this program. You'll feel enlightened with knowledge after finishing this program. Now I welcome Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty, MLA, Alipurduar, and President of Alipurduar College for inaugural speech. I request her to come into the e-podium for the speech. Sir, please. Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty. Sir, are you there?
Hello.
Sorry, I think we are not able to connect Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty. Now I would like to request Principal Alipurduar College, Dr. Joydeep Roy, for the welcome address. Sir, please come into the e-podium. Sir.
I welcome all the dignitaries, professors, scholars, students, and all the others who are joining in this webinar today. I think especially thanks to Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh, Associate Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, North Bengal University, Rajaramapur, Darjeeling, West Bengal. I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, Professor and Head, Department of Library and Information Science, Guwahati University, Guwahati, Assam, librarian, and Guwahati University, Assam. I also express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty, President Governing Body and MLA Alipurduar, and I also express my sincere gratitude to Sri Shobhan Kumar Mandal, Coordinator IPSC, Convener Sri Newton Koviraj, and Joint Convener Sri Prashanto Devnath, and Technical Expert Dr. Sukollan Mistry, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, Alipurduar College, and all the advisors. Dr. Rajiv Bhomik, Secretary Teachers Council, Alipurduar College, Dr. Saurabh Kaur, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Dr. Sukollan Mistry, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Alipurduar College, Dr. Swarupa Ghosh, Biology, Alipurduar College, and all the audience who are present or the participants who are present in this webinar, all are requested to take part in this webinar. As in this pandemic situation, this is a very important part of the digitize of the e-resources in this perspective. We know the topic of this seminar is Techno-stress management in contemporary pedagogy by the Central Library and IQC Alipurduar College. I express my to all the colleagues who are encouraged and take initiative for this webinar. I hope this webinar would stir the very mindset of the students, young scholars, and the others to achieve a great success. I hope this will bring a great success in this, and I request all the program with the thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Roy, for your nice words. I request now Dr. Shovan Kumar Mandal to say a few words on this special day. So please.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, I am audible. Actually, a great moment for us today. Electronic resources are playing a very important role in every field of knowledge. And in this COVID-19 environment, we are going to organize on a very useful topic, techno-stress management in contemporary pedagogy, effective use of e-resources. It's our great pleasure to have with us great speakers like Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh, Associate Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, University of North Bengal, Rajaram Montu, Darjeeling, and Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, Professor and Head, Department of Library and Information Science, Guwahati University, Guwahati, Assam, Librarian ICKK Handicui Library, Guwahati University, Assam. They will enrich us with their valuable deliberation on this. I wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty, President, Governing Body, Alipurduar College, and MLA Alipurduar, to have with us in this webinar. Joydeep Roy, Principal, Alipurduar College. We are happy to announce that a huge number of participants have joined this webinar today in this YouTube live streaming as well. All the members and many other distinguished guests have joined this webinar. We hope this webinar will be benefited for all of us. Thank you all for joining. I hope this webinar will reach in a grand success. But to Prashanto.
Thank you, sir, for your nice words. Now I request our one of the convener, Newton Kaviraj, to introduce our eminent.
Thank you, Mr. Prashanto Devnath, my colleague and friends. Good morning to all. I, the librarian, sir, principal, sir, and IQC coordinator, sir. Also, I would like to thank our today Saptarshi Ghosh, sir, and that resource. And also, I would like to thank our participants, those who are engagement. Without their engagement, this seminar cannot be success. Technological stress day by day will be increased, and with the technology we are adopting, we have facing so many stress. How e-resources can remove the technological stress, and we have to reduce this stress with the help of library and information science. Today, our two eminent resource person on library and information science, Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh, Associate Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, University of North Bengal, and Dr. Sanjay Kumar Sinha, University of Guwahati, Department of Library and Information Science. Now, I would like to request Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh, sir. Please, sir, you can deliberation your valuable lecture. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Newton. So let me start with my presentation slide itself. Then I'll docu or something. This is what this one. Okay. So getting my presentation. It's okay. Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, at the beginning of this webinar, I want to tender my sincere thanks to the President of the governing body of Alipurduar College, Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty, and the Principal of Alipurduar College, the Director, IQAC, and those persons who are rather trying to reduce the techno-stress among all the participants, Sanjeev Sarkar and Shravan Kumar. I think I forgot your surname, sir. So, and all those who have participated.
Sir, please.
Yes.
Any one participant is present. Is please stop present. One participant is presenting. He's all. Please stop. Okay, sir. Sir, start. You must start.
Okay. So, technically speaking, you see this topic. Newton was the student of Department of Library and Information Science, as well as Prashantu was also the student of Department of Library and Information Science. And whenever they asked me about that one, they want to organize one kind of webinar. So I was rather thinking that one, what kind of topic we can discuss. So first and foremost thing is that this one, that is e-resource, as well as that right now, you see, during this COVID pandemic, we are seeing that one, each and every person associated with academics, they are rather being thrown into such a kind of domain or such a kind of environment in which they are rather, you can say, not novice, not nerd, not gurus, but they are just, you can say, a kind of user. So I thought that one, that is such a kind of thing can be delivered or not. So techno-stress in pedagogy, and this is the stress-free use of e-resources, although the basic topic was techno-stress management in contemporary pedagogy, effective use of e-resources. These two things are of same thing. So first and foremost thing is that what we want to address. So a kind of collective thing is there. Collective thing is that is first thing, we are having our academicians, the faculties in the college or universities or everywhere. At the same time, we have the information facilitators like librarians. Now, techno-stress in pedagogy, this is rather, it is applicable for both of them. That is, those who are the recipients of the teaching, that the students, those who are delivering the teaching, and those who are delivering the lessons, and those who are facilitating in between them, that is the librarians. And specifically the college and universities right now, they are much more inclined to these electronic resources because of this thing right now, the physical presence in the library, or rather you can say this is a thrust area right now. So, but it is giving us some kind of problem. So techno-stress is rather a kind of fear of technology. I will actually tell you that one in the later slides. So I'm starting with this one, and we are starting with that one. That is the very first thing, that is, what does it mean, the pedagogy? And this is nothing but the teaching, especially in an academic subject, theoretical or concept, and establishing, that is, the relationship between linguistics and language. And you see, example is what? Where the students and teachers produce work and learning together. And this pedagogy, if you say, you see, from the beginning, we have seen that one, once upon a time, that was the vocal thing, and people were just listening that one. At the time of Vedas, teachers were saying something, and there is no concept of writing in that sense. Everything was learned and was remembered. Then we got that one, that is the chalk and talk method. Then we have taken the help of a kind of hybrid methodology, that is use of PowerPoint slides and other things as well as class demonstration. But right now, this pandemic COVID actually pushed us to that corner, that is, you cannot use any of those things, but rather you have to concentrate that one with the help of remote learning, or you have to go for the remote learning with the help of ICT, information and communication technology. And obviously, you see, we were not that much prepared. Online education, online teaching, online dissemination of information, that was there. And library has been facing this one for a long time. Most of the libraries, you know that one, those who are with the academics of the library, specifically the librarians, you know that one, some kind of orientation is there from the users also. That is, instead of printed document, we should go for the digital documents. That was the need. And people were thinking that one, and this is partially true also. The electronic documents are providing you, giving you very up-to-date information, which is not possible by providing the contemporary written document or printed document. So it was there. But actually, that whole academics, or rather the whole academic situation, academic environment, academic ambience in the world will be shifted to ICT, and each and everyone, that from the toddler to the highest echelon learner who is living in the highest echelon, they have to learn everything with that one, that is with the help of these remote things and use of, and you have to embrace ICT with your own insights, with your own belief, with your own cognition. That was rather not been even conceived before this COVID-19. And here, this is the problem, because this pedagogy was, we had something, that is, we used to go to the class, we were teaching our students, we could read the faces of the students, we can, or we could observe the nods, we could observe their you can say that is the unacceptance, or rather they are rather their happiness, their sparkling eyes, we could see that one. But here you see, whenever I am rather presenting in front of you, in front of me I have this one, that is a PowerPoint slide, that is the total window is covered. I can't even see your faces, nor even I can see those who are rather listening to that one, whether their eyebrows are rather changing or rather they are agreeing with me. So this is what the problem is, that the pedagogy, the style of presentation, the linkage between, the bondage between the teacher and the student is rather been changed, shaken. So in this perspective, we are starting with that one, that is techno-stress. Now, first thing is that we are going for the stress.
Hello.
Sir.
Excuse me, sir. Somebody actually presented, so we can
Yes.
see your PowerPoint. Somebody
Which one?
actually had.
Sir, your presentation is not visible, sir.
My presentation is not visible.
So
you can go to the pin. You can go
so
to the
once
pin,
again,
click the pin, then it can be
your
visible.
screen.
Yeah, you can go to the pin. Click
Okay.
the pin, then it is visible. I'm getting his presentation. Now it has been removed.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Are you getting this one?
Now it is removed, but I was getting it. But yeah.
Everyone is getting that one?
Present
No,
your
now
screen
it is-
once again, sir.
No, it is not coming now. Earlier it was coming. Again, you have to share it.
I have to share it. No? Okay. Okay.
Again, you have to share it.
I have to share it again.
Yes, now it will come.
Now you are getting
Coming.
coming.
Yeah, now enlarge the PPT.
Now
PPT, enlarge the PPT.
a larger PPT. Fine.
Full screen.
Okay. Now we are there. This is stress. Are you getting that one? Stress.
Your half screen is coming. Half screen is, just let me pin it.
Okay. Then we are going for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
it is coming. You just make it full. It will come.
Okay. I think this is the thing. Okay. I think it will be better. So now we are talking about this one, that is the stress, and this stress is rather, you can say that one, this is a kind of negative impulse. So which is giving you, that is you cannot, or rather one individual who cannot accept that one, that is adopt with the event, and that is known as stress. And this stress, I'm telling you, this is totally subjective. What is stress to one individual may not be stress to other. So this, although this stress is there, so but you see the individual
Suppose your first page is coming only. First page.
first page is coming only.
Yes.
Now
Still.
okay then.
Yeah. Again, we present now. Go to present now and share it again.
Okay, I have to do this one, I think most probably. Now present, now
Share.
window.
Whole screen. Go to whole present now. Go to whole screen. Then share it. Then at the bottom you get share. Then you click the PPT.
It's coming.
No, not coming.
Not coming.
Mm-mm.
Share. Share.
Yes, now it will come.
Is it
Yes.
coming now?
Yes, coming. Yes, now it is coming.
Getting stress? Okay.
Yes.
Now we are okay. So a bit of distraction, I think. So this is also a kind of stress. Those who are rather listening to that one attentively, I think you got a kind of distraction here. But this is also stress. But you have to understand that one, how you can manage this one. So this is what stress is, rather that type of forces that person has to adapt it, or has to adapt it to the event. Here also you see something happened, and this is the stress for someone, and this is not the stress for some other fellow. So that is what, that is it's a subjective, and this is totally subjective, and it varies individual to individual. Now see, techno-stress is where this is the negative psychological association between people and the new technologies. Techno-stress, negative psychological association between the people and the new technologies, and it is a result of altered habit of work. See, almost all the times we used chalk and talk and markers and all other things, and seldom we used PowerPoint slides. And right now, each and every time you have to go to either OBS, you have to go to Google Meet, something about Cisco AVX, you have that one Meet, you have so many things, and practically speaking, each and every software is having their different types of sharing approach and other thing. And ultimately, either you have to pinpoint each and everything, you have to learn each and everything, but many a times you can mess yourself with all such things. So this is the first one. And second thing is that this is the use of modern information technologies at office and home situation, what right now we are doing. So this is what, so stress comes. Now stress, I'm telling you one thing very honestly, don't think that stress is that sense. Techno stress might be, but some bit of stress people can manage, and many times the stress gives you something which is actually a kind of mover to the front, or which actually pushes you to move to the front. So, but techno stress is something where you are have taking extra burden for it just to get something which you cannot actually, which you cannot get by the usual mode. Now, so this is what Broad in 1984 he stated this one. This is a modern disease of adaptation caused by the inability to cope with the new computer technologies in a healthy manner. I think most of you are having that knowledge that is very used in library as well as the banks and everywhere. You will see that one people were rather using that one single-handedly by typing each and every key with a single finger. And those who were on the queue, they always shouted that one, this man knows nothing, this man's, I do not know why this man is using computer. So this is what, and that person, although he is actually learning something new, but two types of pressures were there. One fellow was actually a group of people who were always shouting for him that one he is not doing his work properly. At the same time, he was in an agony, that is, he has to combat with a situation with which he was not familiar at all. And that is what developed the techno stress. And you see, this is what the complaints of techno stress. And stress can be, this techno stress can be, we can see that one in two different ways. One is that one, the physical one, and another one is the mental one. And you see, all stress, they are rather manifested something, most of the cases, the physical manifestations there. And the librarians, you know, they have the backaches, and teachers also, the eye strains, neck pains, stiff shoulder, joint pains, and see those which are rather inner things, the insomnia, anxiety, loss of temper, irritability, and even frustration. I will tell you that one when all these things are actually coming. Now, in work environment, what we are actually seeing that one, for the cases of academics, not only librarians, but also the faculties, they are always living with the latest technology, and they are going to better serve to their students as well as the librarians for their clients. And most of the professionals are, that is, experiencing some kind of levels of techno stress. The fact is that most of their works are done by sitting and facing in front of the computer for a long time, and this gives you some kind of physical strain. But at the same time, you see right now, I'm telling you one very important problem, or that is we are facing, the academicians, or rather some people are rather stressing. So seeing that one, that is, once upon a time you could download the PPTs from the web without any kind of problems. That is, just you had to write the string plus PPT, you could download the PPT. But now whenever you will go to SlideShare and other places, you will see that one, they are not actually allowing you to download the PPT in that sense. Rather, PPT, the PowerPoint presentation, is coming to you as a PDF file. It is being downloaded as a PDF file. So what you have to do, many of the times what people were doing, just by downloading the PPT, changing something from one place to another, they were rather representing that thing. And most probably this was the easiest thing for doing that one, which were not the scripted PowerPoint presentation slides. But right now, whenever this is becoming a kind of PDF files, now you'll be having the problem. Problem is that either you have to make that one of your own, or else you have to take the help of another technology with which you can change that PDF file to one PowerPoint file. And you know that one, some very good sites are there, like I Love PDF or like that, where you can change the PDF file to PowerPoint files. So this is what, now see, previously you were inclined to one particular activity, but right now you have to do 2 or 3 steps, and many of the services they are rather charging. So, and whenever you are rather you have to type, and obviously in computer most of the problematic thing, or rather people had to do what, that is rather the typing, and that is what giving them another stress. People are rather searching for some kind of devices or software which can translate their vocabularies or vocals, or rather translate their speech into the written language, so that they can transfer that one to the word or other places. So this is what these elements are rather coming right now. And work environment, that is too much exposures to monitors, it is actually giving you the emotional stress, and professionals are slightly affected emotionally by the techno stress in their workplaces. And professionals, those who are already used as a part of their professional work, that is they're using this technology, computer related problems are handled by the computer technicians. Most of the cases these are rather right now what you people are actually doing, although this is rather doing by this is being organized by the Alipurduar college as well as the library, but all the nitty gritties and all the things back end things are being uh, done by one or two fellows who are dealing with all these things. So if you have the resources, then you can reduce some bit of techno stress, because they already know this one, and that's why the librarians, they do not have to bother about that one. That is what would be the structure, how to stream, how to do, so they can better focus on that one, that is the what to be disseminated, without indulging themselves too much to the back end activities that are there. Now we are going for that one, managing techno stresses. That is how we can manage that one. So that is one thing, is that the training of employees, that is to make them comfortable, and awareness of harmful effect, that is don't sit in front of the computer for a long time, just actually go outside and see something, put water in your eyes like that. So you can manage this one like that. And universities and colleges, they can go for that one, qualified information technology specialist, troubleshooters. Many of the people are rather going for the outsourcing of things. If you use in a library Koha or other things, or rather right now you see most of the colleges, they are using admission management software, and all the colleges, those who are using admission management software, just they do not want to take that particular pain, and that's why they have outsourced that process to the external agencies, so that they can concentrate more on choosing the right people, or rather they can actually revalidate what the documents they are given and all these things, but they are not actually having to give too much of importance of what kind of software, what kind of infrastructure, what kind of server, all these things are to be needed. So this is what you can share that one to others, because right now knowledge has already been compartmentalized, and everyone cannot do all the jobs. So that's why it is rather either you train that one, that is how is important, tell them why, tell them how, but leave this how to others, but know the why. This is the most important thing. And you see the triggers are there, how these techno stress are coming to everyone. That is, I'm saying it is rather same. So there is an equilibrium with both the academicians as well as the library professionals. First is that techno overload. Each and every time the new technologies are coming, and new technologies in library, I can tell you that one. Lot of things are rather coming. This one, there's once upon a time you had that one just only the subscription based journal. Now you have got that one, the ebooks. Now you got the several databases. Now within the databases you have the different types of products. So each and every man, these IP restrictions, you have to go via static IP. So these are rather, you can say that one, that is techno overload. You cannot say that one, that is yes, I know this one and this is sufficient. And this is what the techno overload. And techno innovation, whatever new thing or rather the technologies that is coming in a different way, to in your own domain. As for example, you see right now, invasion, these type of modes, this type of dissemination modes, we never thought of. So this is the invasion to your own own territory, a kind of people, actually technology invaded to your territory. You being a teacher who were accustomed with, that is saying something in front of the teachers with your gestures, with your all the whole heart. Right now this invasion actually crippled you to be in shape. As for example, whenever I am telling you, many of you are rather yawning, many of you are rather not going that one. Some of the things are rather going over your head. And this is what, because you cannot associate yourself, you are not being able to associate yourself with that one, with that individual who is saying in front of you, because the peer formation is not being taken. And that is where the technology, techno innovation. Second is techno complexity. You know that one, yes. Technology, each and every time, technology is rather being complex. So every time people are rather going for that one, that is, once upon a time you had to go for, that is technology, you can go to web, Google, you can search something, but you know that one right now, does Google is not only the thing. You always have to think of that one, from which particular site you are getting information, whether this is having the extension of edu or ac.in, or if it is edu, it's okay, but if it is com, you will understand that one's the commercial sites, and obviously lot of information which are rather you are actually getting from web. So you do not know whether these are authenticated information or not. So that is the complexity. And techno insecurity. Techno insecurity is that right now what you know and what will is coming. And this is a techno uncertainty also. Insecurity is what? That is just what I know may not be fit for doing my job. This is what is that right now? Suppose you studied OBS, but after 2, 3, 4 months, no one knows, a new software may come and OBS can actually uh, go as an absolute obsolete product. And that is what the techno insecurity. And techno uncertainty, you do not know what is coming. And obviously, you see, in our cases, we started with the data, we started with information, we talked about knowledge, we talked about wisdom, and lastly, right now, all people are talking about data, data mining, all these things. So, those who studied our life and information science, or everyone, those who studied that one, who thought that one, the cycle is already complete, that is from data, then information, then knowledge, then wisdom. Now they are being puzzled after getting that one data again. That is it a cycle, or is it rather a kind of spinning actual technique, or rather it's a spinner, or rather it spins like that way, it makes that one a kind of spring like thing. So this is the techno uncertainty. It is actually there for almost all the academia, be they are the librarians or rather they are the faculties. Now, technologically captive moments is rather increments of time spent waiting for some machine-driven event to happen. So this is another problem, that is time spent waiting some machine-driven event to happen. That is right now, you see, I lost 2 or 3 times presenting that one, this one, and everyone is expecting that one, something is coming, this will go smoothly, and something actually blocked that one. The distraction came, and whenever you are talking or teaching in front of the people, whenever you are physically present, this type of thing will never happen. And this is happening. This is actually another problem. And once you are getting distracted, both are getting distracted, those who is disseminating and those who are listening, they know this one. If a quick bridge can be made, then it's okay. If that bridge is not made, then obviously there will be the problem. And this another thing, that is technophobia. That is it that the technophobia and techno-stress is something same? Actually, I will show you something. One particular article is here. It is saying that one technophobia and techno-stress are same, but I think that technophobia is something, my opinion is that technophobia is something different. That is, technophobia is rather a kind of psychological problem that is, who are not efficient with technology and obviously they are distracted from the technology itself, don't adapting technology. But techno-stress might be something, those who are adapting that one, but with the pace of technological development, they may not be they may not be able to keep pace with that one. So some things, some stress may come, and there is a chance of mitigating that one, the techno stress, in consultation with the peers, others. There are a lot of groups. But technophobia, this is a bit of broader term than that of techno stress. But this particular thing, the question is like that one, that is it the same, that is techno stress and technophobia? But there is a paper in 2007 by Thorpe, S.J. Bronson, and M.J. So they actually said that one, yes. But if you say my opinion, or if you say that one, what I usually think, so in my case, I can say that one, that is technophobia is rather something, a broader thing, and technostress is not like that. Technostress may come even if you do not have technophobia. Okay. So now see, fear of technology. We have the people. One type of people who always live in the past, the nostalgia. Our time was very good, and we all learned in the beneath the tree, under the tree, sitting over there. The gentle breeze was flowing, and the teacher was rather saying something. Those people who listen. Now we have the Luddites, and those Luddites, they are opposed. Always they are the opposers of new technology, or rather, they are thinking that one, these things cannot do anything. And saboteurs, they always engage in sabotage. That is just pulling out the plug. Suppose your network cable, they detach the network cable. And third one is the lead pencil club. So this is what they are saying, that one, this technology is rather a kind of electronic anarchisms. Electronic anarchisms, this is nothing but taking something, or rather whimsically you are actually giving some pressure to the individual to accept the electronics, power of electronics, dissemination of information through electronic media. And this publisher editor, this person, this is actually important person, Henderson, named his whimsically conceived lead pencil club after the trade of Theros Feather, a pencil maker. A pencil maker, after that one, that is trade of this one. So they said that one, this is nothing but this one. So that was the printing type of style, or printing concept was more better, or rather printed documents are more better than that of this type of technologies. And neologies, right now they are anti-technology. They dislike, they have difficult time understanding and using modern science technology. The word Luddite is a historical political movement, a term used to describe people who are opposed technological and innovations. I don't want to invite any political movement here, but once upon a time, we saw that one. Some Ludis were there in Bengal also, who opposed the acceptance of technology in our academic field. Now, we have one acceptance model, that is TAM, that is technology acceptance model, and this is proposed by the Davis. So there are two beliefs. One is the perceived utilities and perceived ease of application. That is, technology is useful, and the second one, technology can be used by better tools, which determines the attitude of new technologies. That is what those who believe that technology can help, if we can give them a real user-friendly technology which can be understandable, which can be understood easily, and then the technology can be accepted. And this is rather a kind of schematic diagram of this one. So this is the positive usefulness, and then attitudes, then behavioral intention, and then the actual system use. Now, techno-stress of information professional regarding the librarians, what we are actually getting. So this is the techno-uncertainty. A techno-uncertainty means right now each and every library, so I'm saying that one, so on, although this is not a joke or rather a light thing rather. So what is happening, every college, in every library, college library, the librarians are rather right now going for the digital. So they are rather being told that one develop digital library, develop digital collection, and but they do not have, that is how to go with this one. Enlist is there. If you actually go for subscribe that enlist or like that, but right now they know that one dissemination of that thing can be down given by just forwarding the IP or just by giving the link, but they do not know what is coming right now after enlist, after 2 or 3 years, what new thing will come. And this data analysis, big data, all the data mining, data carpentry, lot of things are there, and these are the technical uncertainty. They do not even know that one up to what extent they will understand technology, followed by techno overload, and lastly the techno complexity. Yes, many technology right now that is coming, these are the complex, but so much of techno insecurity as because they are not dealing directly with the technology and techno innovation. This is but they are rather facing these three. And this techno stress and e-management, so e-resource management. So each and every time you will see that one electronic resources, these are coming up, and these electronic resources are not coming only as a printed file, as a document like PDF format or like that. Electronic resources are rather coming as right bibliographic tools, reference tools, citation managers, online or rather web-based technologies are right now the SaaS, that is software as a service, platform as a service. So different types of ways are there right now for e-resources, and each and every time either the teachers, faculties, or rather the librarians, they have to hunt for such resources, and obviously finding out the pinpointed nascent real type of document is rather very troublesome if you use a search engine like Google. And that is what the problem is. The libraries are rather facing all these things in academic libraries also, and most of the cases the big libraries as well as schools are not having any libraries. So this is what the problem. Now what are the issues? The rate of change of technology, this is what the we are facing regarding this one, that is the e-resources. The rate of change of technology right now, IP based and then subscription model, then other model. So lack of standardization, that is what is the real standard, what kind of standard you will follow. Lack of training of individuals on equipment, how you can actually get these documents, how to see this one, is it encrypted, and then reliability of technology. Once upon a time people are talking about that one cloud services, that is keep everything on the cloud server. Now cloud server means what? All of your data for which you are paying, these are rather being residing to the server of another individual's machine, and whenever it is being audited, you cannot even show that one your data is present to you. And many of the universities I know, they had a very hard time just to get their data back, because the service provider asks that one, if you do not continue the annual maintenance with us, we won't provide you the data. Either you have to sue them for your data or rather you will be in trouble. So this is what reliability on the technology, increased workload placed on each every individual. Right now, you know that one at the time of this online admissions or like that, changing roles of the librarians, aging and technological pace. This is what another important thing. The more older you will be, and the technology that will be developed, it will be one time, it will be very much stressful for you to adopt that technology. And lastly, there is threat in expert status. Many people are actually thinking that one, I am efficient in this, but whenever he is being used, he is rather being forced to use technology, and he's thinking that one, this is a threat, because he's right now he's not an expert. Suppose you have a good knowledge in one particular subject, you know that one very well, you can disseminate that one properly in the class or like that. Now whenever something is coming in between you, your knowledge and you, and that particular thing is coming as a threat, and you are always thinking that one, that might be rather giving you some kind of subdued thing. And this is rather the resource management model. That is how we can actually manage resources. The stressors, you see both the things, individual abilities and individual values. In between you have the strain, both are the stressors, and if you can mitigate this strain in the middle, then obviously you can measure better. Now, techno-stress relating to this one for information professional, licensing issues. This is rather a very big issue, because you know these licenses are rather very problematic thing. That is, you have right Creative Commons license, GNU license, different types of licensings. And if you do not know the different types of licensing policies, you might be in a problem. That is, while you are disseminating the e-resources, that is, can you download all the e-resources available in a particular place, or you subscribe? So all these are covered by the licensing. Gold route versus green route. You know that one, this is a great debate, that is whether you will publish your document in the open access mode or the open journals, or rather in a closed journal. That is another thing. Open access versus closed access. Open access means up to what? Within open access, whether there are any kind of clues or like that. Subscription models. These are also the triggers. What are the different subscription? Price negotiation. A library, college library, may not be able to go for price negotiation with the vendors like Thomson and Reuters, John Wiley, because they don't bother with that one. Cost benefit analysis. What are the information digital e-resources you are subscribing? Are you getting that benefit? Are the users using that one properly? And if you are being asked by the authority to give a profile of cost benefit, how will you judge that one? Mode of access, IP restrictions, VPN usage, user orientation. Are all of your users are rather oriented towards this thing, the resources? What are the different problems they are posing to you? They are not getting that one. In one particular machine, something is coming and another one is not coming. Downloading and preservation. Can you download the whole thing and preserve that one for a lifelong thing? Is it possible to access the archiving facilities, or rather you can make that one your own archive? Can you download all the subscribe resources and you can upload that one to your own institutional repository? That is another problem. Format of e-resources, in what format these e-resources are coming. Encryption and cryptography. That is, what kind of encryption are being used, what kind of cryptographies are being used, how they are protecting that one. Is it possible to deliver that one to two people, or each and every time you have to generate new password and you have to give that one to others? And lastly, the fair use versus piracy. That is, what is fair use, what is allowable, and what is rather a kind of piracy. Like if you use scihub.cc and download something, you cannot say that one, this is fair use. This is really piracy. And fair use is something different. That is, whether you are using that one for the legal purpose, by taking the acceptance, or by taking the you can say the affirmation of the particular publisher or vendor, you can say that one, yes, you are using the fair use. And these are the information consumers. They are also having the problem. The ergonomics, lack of orientations, closed access versus open access, screen reading. That is one big problem for those who are rather using this one e-resources. Availability, where you will get that one. Individuals may not be a databases, and obviously there will be a big problem. Search strategy, that is, how do you are searching. Accessibility is where we can get that one. Predatory resources Lot of mushrooming of e-resources are right now there. Lot of people are rather opening up their front or opening up their stores in the web, and they are just asking money for publishing, and these are the predatory. Piracy, fair use, I already told that one. Format, I told you, and encryption. And measures of relief, how you can go for that. Go for effective search strategy, that is, just try to understand the Boolean logic, phrasal search. So you have to understand a good search strategy if you want to reduce your stress. Use federated search and use of discovery system. Use the specific search engines, federated search, that is a kind of distributed search from different places. You can get that one. Once upon a time, Copernic was such a kind of software which could give you all the things. Customized search engine. So there are a lot of search engines which are Lucene or like that, from where you can actually get very relevant data, where your recall will be very less and your precision will be very high. Recall means if you search Google, you will get 3 crore. But if you actually go for something like Lucene or the Braille, so you can get that one very lesser amount of recall and the precision will be better. Geotags based search is right now going on. People are rather working with that one. Professor Parthasarathi Mukherjee of Kalyani University, he is also associated with one such thing, that is geotagging, the geolocation search, that is where, in which particular place that particular document is available. Making ready to go through help manuals or help button. So this is one particular aspect giving you more techno-stress, that is, you people are not actually going, or rather going through the help manuals or help buttons. And you see the advanced search for everywhere. This is also a very good, actually you can say that one very good thing for mitigating your techno-stress. And keeping a close visual of ICT penetration in the discipline. See what are the new things that are coming up, whether you are getting that one or not. If not, talk with others and develop a passion for information mining. I made this one in bold. This passion, anything, if you have passion, you can manage that one. Passion is a great stress reliever. So this is one thing, and these are the references from where I got that one. And lastly, enough is enough. Thank you. Thank you very much. Done.
Thank you, sir.
Prashant?
Thank you, sir. Now I would request anyone of the participants have any question can ask. Any question from the participant side?
Okay. You want to go for it? I'm ready.
Sir, actually, participants have asked questions in the YouTube streaming.
Okay, will you take questions right now, or rather after all the lectures, then both of us can take the questions, all the questions. So what you do suggest?
Okay, so let us take questions after next session.
I think it will be much more better, so that both of us will be there, you people will also be there, so we can collectively give them the responses. So it would be much more better.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. And Newton, sir. Newton, sir. Newton, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saptoshi Ghosh sir, for your valuable information shared with us. Now, I would like to request Dr. Sanjay Kumar Sinha sir, Professor and Head Department of Library and Information Science, Guwahati University, Assam. Please, sir, you can deliberation your valuable lecture, sir. Please, sir, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Newton. Let me first share my slide, then I will go accordingly. It is coming. Yeah, Newton is coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
So thank you, Newton. And first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Saptarishi Ghosh for talking in detail about the techno-stress and about the use of e-resources related to effective use of e-resources towards the techno-stress, etc. So he has made my job very easy because most of the area he has already covered. So I shall be confining myself so that whatever he has talked, I shall skip those particular points. So I'm thankful to especially the Alipurduar College, who has organized this wonderful program on techno-stress management in contemporary pedagogy for effective use of e-resources in the libraries, or whatever you can say that. So it is a one-day national webinar on particular topic, and in absentia, Honorable President GB Governing Body of Alipurduar College, Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty, who is also MLA of Alipurduar College, and Honorable Dr. Jaideep Roy, who is the Principal of Alipurduar College, and Sri Shravan Kumar Mandal, IPSC Coordinator, and Sri Newton Kabiraj, as is the Coordinator, Librarian itself, Sri Prashant Devnath, Convener of the program, and Dr. Suklan Mistry, from the technical expert from the Department of Mathematics, then Dr. Sanjeev Sarkar, technical expert from the Department of Physics, and a host of advisors like Rajiv Bhomik, Saurabh Kaur, Dr. Suklan Mistry, Dr. Swarup Ghosh, Dr. Kumar Basnet from different departments of the college, and all the participants who are attending this program on the Google Meet as well as YouTube Live. And my friend, I think he has left it, Dr. Prasanta Kumar Deka, who is the General Secretary of Assam College Library Association, and he's also associated with the such type of activities since the lockdown has been started. So he associated. And today, the outcome or result is that we are fully dependent upon this net, this internet. And see, at present, we are using this platform, online platform, for exchanging of our ideas, knowledge, sharing our ideas and knowledge. But the moment the electricity goes, the moment that net is disconnected, we will not be able to share this. So we are fully depending upon this internet connectivity. We are fully dependent upon the electricity, and we are fully dependent upon the network. So these three things are directly related with each other. Then only we are able to exchange our ideas and knowledge. So this is, I'm talking about the changing society, because this changing society has taken the human being towards one step ahead for the generation of the stress in the form of a common stress, in the form of a technological stress, whatever you call it. So we are having innovations are going on. We know, all of you know about the digital library, you know about the digital learning, you know about the Web 2.0, Web 3.0, you know about the library 1.0, 2.0, like that type of activities and things are going in and around us. So knowingly, unknowingly, many of us are the victim of this stress. Some of you are getting, some of you are expressing it, or it is visible from your appearance, but some of us are not allowing us to make it visible for to others. That type of things are going on. So directly or indirectly, all of us are the victim of this type of stress, this type of technological stress, techno stress, whatever you call it. And being a library professional, so today we are talking about the blended type of learning, hybrid library. So what will be the role of the librarian in the future blended type of library? So we can say that librarian will now become the virtual librarian, as we are meeting each other virtually. And when you talk about this electronic resources in the form of electronic journals, in the form of electronic books, so we are all getting in the virtual mode itself. So I am not going to discuss about the library, because all of you are very much familiar with the libraries. All of you know e-resource. It is nothing but it is the electronic format or digital format of the anything. Nowadays we are having born digital concept, we are having the digitization concept. So those old records, those archival documents which you have digitized, and nowadays all the documents are born digital. All the publications published in the journals, research paper in the form of a research papers, articles, or in the form of a books, edited books, etc., are coming in the born form. So it is very, all students are very much familiar with the use of this technology and these resources, and these are very much useful also. But again, the question mark comes that we are having n number of these literatures. We are having lakhs and crores of these literatures of all subjects, all universe of knowledge, and from that lakhs and crores of those subjects, how much are useful for us, how many of them are useful for us, that is creating a stress for all of us, that how to filter that information, which one you are going to use it. We don't have any mechanism also nowadays to find out that what is the rate of growth rate of our literature and how much literatures are being published every day. There are certain websites which claims that every minute 50 books are added. That I will show you in one of the slide. So you know, all of you, that simple meaning here. I'm not going to tell you what is the meaning, what is the definition of the e-resource. Just I am just all of you know it very well. Just I am just showing you that e-resource is defined, but how it is defined. That is a group of information which are disseminated in the electronic form, digital form, which is produced, published, and distributed electronically. And all the e-resources are the digital version of print document which are accessed through some extensive hyperlinking, etc. It is known to all of you. It is needless to explain here and discuss here, and you know the advantage of this, that you can read it in online mode or offline mode. And all of you are very much familiar that now this internet connectivity has become very cheap and is going to cheaper and cheaper day by day. But along with that, the bandwidth of those are not increasing or not being increased by the provider. So what happens, sometimes we are not able to access our write-ups, our e-resources promptly, and that also create, because most of the time you have seen that because of the poor connectivity, etc., we have clicked any for any information, it is just moving and moving and moving. We are waiting for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and at the end you become exhausted and you come out, and that creates a stress in you, among you, that why it is not coming and how it is not coming. That type of things comes in your mind. So as Dr. Saptarishi Ghosh was mentioning, talking about the Enlist. So Enlist, you know that it is one of the cheapest online e-resources being made available by the Internet Center. And specifically, you may be knowing that for the northeastern states, the colleges which are under 12B and 2F, those institutes, those colleges are given free of cost access to those Enlist programs, where all of you know that 1 lakh 64 ebooks are there, and where 6,000 plus around 7,000 journals are there, and about 6 lakhs of ebooks are made available through the National Digital Library of India platform. That type of information are made available through the Enlist. But we are having some open access initiative as well. So we are, all of you know about the open access platform. So through this open access initiative, through these open access platforms, we are having lakhs and crores of information, and there the question mark starts, there the debate starts, that how we are going to handle those lakhs and crores of information and which are made available to us through the Google. So you see in this particular picture, as I have already told you, that during the mid 1995, the internet has started ruling over us, and today we have become the slave of this internet. On the left side, it is mentioned that internet has made easy for everyone to create e-resources, and on the right side, it is mentioned internet has made very difficult for everyone to create e-resources. So see, both are contradictory in their nature. But one side, because of n number of literatures are available, you want to write a paper, you want to publish something, and you are not born as a big scientist or big learned people. So you have to recollect, generate information in this world itself. So by the help of different publications, etc., you can enrich your knowledge. You can download the resources. You can go through it and just write, bring some concept ideas about the writings you are going to do, and you can write the paper by the help of those. But don't forget to cite that persons. And if you are not doing so, if you are fairness is not there, as Dr. Ghosh has already mentioned. You have to respect the fair use of the literatures, etc. Otherwise, the plagiarism will take place, and all of you know very well what are the consequences of the plagiarisms. So if you want to save yourself from the consequences of the plagiarism, you have to be honest. You have to use fair use of the resources which are coming your way through this www, etc. And if you are not doing so, if you are misusing so, in that case, we are having various platforms with anti-plagiarism software, which you can be caught red-handed, how much percentage, what are the different journals, books, what are the sources from where you copied, everything will be reflected, and it is known to all of you. That is why, in one side, I am saying the internet has made it very easy for everyone to create a resource. Other side, I am also saying internet has made it very difficult for everyone to create e-resources. Difficult means that if you are misusing that, in that case. Now, all of you are familiar, the directive of open access journal. It is one of the biggest open access platform where, again, lakhs of journals are there. Lakhs of journals are there. I'm not going to discuss what are the journals. These are all arranged in subject-wise. My intention is only to tell you that among that lakhs of information, see, 15,000, 60 journals are there, and this how many lakhs of articles are there, and you can see you can browse by subjects. You see different subjects are there. If you browse any subject, suppose if I'm clicking science, you say how many records of subjects are there, so you can go and access. So here I want to show you the numbers, basically the numbers. You know that you know how to search the information very well. I don't want to show you, don't want to teach you how to search the information. My intention is that here you will get thousands and lakhs of information. From that thousands and lakhs of information, which information will be useful for you? That is the biggest challenge for all of us, and that is leading towards creating the stress or techno-stress point of view. This is just like directory of open access books. Here also you will get thousands and lakhs of books if you open, and you will get lots of books of different subjects of your choice, or your subjects may be there. It is all free of cost available. So as I told you, these are all the sea of information, from where you have to download the information, right information. As in the library science, all of you know that right information to the right person at the right time. So from this huge information, how can you find out, how can you search the right information? When you are not getting the right information in quickest time, then your stress starts, and you start thinking negative point of view. And if it is not opening quickly also, in that case also, you start thinking from negative point of view. So these are some of the consequences which I feel that from online resource point of view, huge numbers are there. We have to know, we have to find out a mechanism through which we can get only the filtered information, basically from the open source platform, etc. And this niche care, you will get science related information. All of you know about Indira Gandhi National Open University. This is the portal of Indira Gandhi National Open University. We call it e-Gyan course. So whatever the courses are being offered by IGNOU, it is the People's University. So all courses, e-learning, self-learning material, we call it nowadays ESLM, electronic self-learning materials, all are available in this, and you only have to go there and you can see the information according to requirement, according to choice. And it is familiar to all of you, the National Digital Library of India, IIT Kharagpur has done this job, and through this, again, you are having crores of information. If you click this National Digital Library of India, you will have crores of information on different subjects, field, etc. And you have to again find out which information is relevant for you, which information is not relevant or irrelevant for you. So these are leading towards the stress, creating towards the stepping stone towards the stress. What I can feel, what I can see, it is the net is slow, so I'm just ignoring it because it will take time. So NPTL, you know about the NPTL, it is related to science and technology. And see here, deep web. Now, this is, when you talk about the deep web, so you can go to the depth of the literature, you can go to the depth of the e-resources. Now, we talk about general concept of us is that we are searching anything in the Google, it is a common layman point of view, or it is common practice. It is a common practice for all of us that if you want to search anything, we want to retrieve anything, we are directly going to the Google. Even we are not doing the advanced search, applying the advanced search techniques. If you apply the advanced search technique, if you apply the Boolean logic, if you apply other the systematic searching technique, in that case your search can be minimized and you will have the accurate information. But when you are directly free text searching, you are doing it, in that case we are getting lakhs and crores of information, and from that you have to search the information. But in the deep wave, for the deep wave, it is said that whatever you are searching in the Google, that is only 5% to 15%. So 85% of the information are not shown by the Google. More than 85% information are not shown. So if you take the help of this deep web technology, then you can go for 85. So whatever 5 to 15% information we are downloading or are able to access the information, you are able to search the information through the Google. But that is also a huge number of information for all of us. That is also giving lakhs and crores of information to all of us. And we are confused with that information. And then when we are talking about, we are untouched with the 85% of the information. When this untouched 85% information, and when this 15% information will be combined together, that is 100%, then where we will be lost, we do not know. Where we will go, in which direction we will move, we do not know. And that will be completely mess and chaos, and that will be completely good example, related to good example of the techno-stress and the stress, because we will not be able to do justice with such type of resources which are available in this world. And this is the particular side. You may be knowing, all of you know it very well, even though just I am focusing on this, that www.pdfdrive.net. This particular point says that particular site claims that every minute 50 books are added. Now you see here, 8 crore 44 lakh 35,129. See the last three figure. It is changing: 136, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. It goes on changing. So here we are having crores of information, more than 8 crores of information. It is going to touch the 9 crore information very soon. So this is the site which creates. Here you will get lots of information related to see here. Informations on different aspects are there: politics, law, science, research, lifestyle, biography, children, wealth, environment, all types of source of knowledge information are there. So what are these things? These are again a big number, you can say that. And from that big number, you have to sort out. This is the page of the National Digital Library of India. All of you are familiar. See how much information are there. You click any of this, you will start getting lots of information which are adding additional information for the user. You can say that. So these type of numbers are increasing day by day. This is, I'm not going to click this, just my intention is to give you some brief idea about this. This is the ebooks available in the UGC site, and these are all in books which are giving information, all resources which are giving informations. So that type of information. This is the first one, is the handbook for the vice chancellors, and this is the human value books. These are all ebooks. Just let me click anyone. Just let me click the last one. What it comes, then we will go back quickly to the other way. This is the book on human value, and you can see this is the book available in the university UGC site. And you see it is just ebook, how it looks like. All of you are very much familiar. Those from the library science, they know it very well. But any participants who are not from the library science or from the other subjects, they can have the idea that that type of information you are having. These are all relevant and accurate information which you want. Our intention is just to show you that these are the ebooks which you can use in our day-to-day activities as a whole. So I'm just coming back to this again, my previous earlier slide. So these are all the information which are available. So my intention is to just give you the idea, give you the concept that n number of literatures are there and which are creating problem among the users. So there was a world book ebook project. Here also, just for example, I will show you. See this figure, how much? 16 crores 70 lakhs 147 crores. So this type of results are being shown by the Google. Forget about the deep web, etc. So 147 crore of information or 16 crore of information. These are all scattered in different platforms of the websites under World eBook Library. And these are some just few examples I have given in front of you. So if you click any of these, you will go to that. There are many various such type of resources portals are there, websites are there where you will get the information. You just click open library and you see, you can read the books, and you can read the classic books as well. You can share the books, etc. So these are all the information. But the thing is again that these are the classic books which you can read it, because of the network connectivity is poor, so it is not coming quickly. Okay, these are all information. Yeah, it has come. So if I click any of these, it will go to the particular site and it start giving you the information. So I don't want to click anything. My intention is only to give you the idea about that under World ebook projects we are getting crores of information, and then out of that crores of information, which information and how much information are useful for us. These are all different. Classic book, open library, from open library is given. So these are again archives of ebooks. Here it is taken from the internet. These are all archives books. People, if you want to know about the people, what are their writings, or how many documents they have written, everything will come under this. If you click Abraham Lincoln, if you click Jesus Christ, if you click William Shakespeare, you will start getting the information related to the person. This is the place, this is the time, this is the subject, etc. You will be able to access those informations. And these are some top ebook sites. We are having various ebook platforms available, scattered on the different platforms of the web resources. And here we will have this Project Gutenberg. You may be knowing about the Project Gutenberg. Here 60,000 plus books are there, 60,000 plus ebooks are there, and of different subjects, which you can use it, and which you can written here. Say Project Gutenberg is a library. Over 60,000 free ebooks are there. So 60,000 ebooks are there. How can you accumulate? How can you find out? How can you this? Because different technical problems are there. Different official obligations are there. Even though it is free ebook resources, but there may be a question of space. There may be a question of that, as Dr. Ghosh was talking about, the cloud computing, cloud resources, etc. So that type of problem may be there. So only my intention is to give you some idea related to such type of activities, basically. So let me go to other particular next slide. So in the next slide, these are the open initiatives. Yes, this is the open initiative by the governments. So all of you know the government activities under EPG Pathshala. If you click under, go to EPG Pathshala again, you will find hello. Hello. Hello,
Carry
Newton.
on, sir. Carry on.
Newton, are you getting my voice?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Sapulsi, are you getting my voice? Yeah. Now I have been disconnected. Now I am coming back to the laptop. Let me again share it, then only it will come. Otherwise, it will not come. Okay, let me share. I have left that, and yeah, it is coming. Newton is coming.
Yes, sir, it is coming.
It is coming. No, okay. I have just switched over to laptop now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I'm sorry for the delay, etc. This is the problem we are facing here. The moment power goes, the internet connectivity, I have to get disconnected from the internet, etc. So let me come back to this slide. As I was talking about the open initiative, so you know activities of the EPG Pathshala. I properly. Yes, EPG Pathshala, then you know about NPTEL, Swam Prabha television channels are there through which the educations are imparted by the government initiatives. And when we talk about the MOOCs also, through the books also, we are having different types of government initiatives for different types of courses. We are having for postgraduate courses, for undergraduate courses, as well as under Swam platform. You know that the government has taken the initiative to impart training and give different types of activities. Even the orientation program is also being conducted through this SWAM platform, etc. These are all the government initiatives. My intention is that through all those things, we are just generating the stress, creating the stress basically. And as I was talking, see, this is the picture of the deep wave. So surface wave. At the top, you see Google Bing and Wikipedia. So 5% to 15% information are covered by this, and 85 to 90% of the informations are remaining. So that can be available if you use this technology, deep wave or wave, and go further depth of this, then you can call it as a dark wave, etc. So this is a matter of debate again. So I'm not going to discuss this thing. My intention is that when 10 to 15% information we are unable to handle it properly, then when this 100% information will come, then what will be the scenario, and this will completely leading towards the this stress. So maybe techno stress, maybe a stress. So when the stress is coming through the technology, then certainly we call it techno stress. So these are some of the pictures of the techno stress and how people feel themselves. These are all taken from the images of the Google image, and you can see there are thousands of hundreds of pictures are there. From there I collected someone and I try to show you in front of you that from the social media also stress are generated. So you know that through social media lots of fake news, etc. are being also communicated, and which are creating problems, which are creating stress, etc. So I told you in the beginning that stress is just like a shadow of a person, and it is held out as mankind or human being, whatever you call it, because we are living with the stress this way or other way. So stress is very complex to define, as you have seen that Dr. Bose has discussed stress and techno stress in different ways and detail. So it was this word was this stress was coined by uh, Hansel in the year 1936. So you see, 36, 93, it is very old. But the term stress we are using, which is coined by Shelley in 36, but the stress we are feeling in the form of anxiety, we are feeling in the form of other activities since long time, as I have already told you that I can say that it is just like all of us. So this, according to say, that is not specific response of body to any demand or change whatever we are getting. But body needs rest, our body demands some change. So that change can be reflected. If you are tired of doing anything, then you change it from it is visible that you are tired and you don't want to do continuous this work or don't want to do some new work, something like that, because of the tiredness, etc. So it is appearing from your change, from your body language, from your uh, as well as from your talk or speech, whatever you call it. So there are various ways. So we talk about the medical or biological context, then in the physical form, that mental or emotional or bodily or mental tension. So that is why I am since beginning I am talking that it is a shadow-like thing. So everybody, nobody can claim that he has never got a stress or he is not under stress. In different way, that person can be under stress in many ways. So stress can make a person tense, angry, frustrated, anxiety, fatigue, and unhappy. So unhappy also, if you are unhappy for the different activities, etc., that is also a part or component of the stress. You can say that. So you can define a stress in n number of ways. You can feel a stress in different ways, which we cannot even describe to others. We cannot tell to others that what is happening inside my body, but I am feeling stress, I am unhappy, I am not willing to do this work or that works. All are the symptom of the stress. Or sometimes you are a jolly person, every time you are in good mood, but your picture, your shape, face shows that today you are having some problem. That means you are under stress. So stress varies from person to person or is different from different person. So somebody, many persons are there who can hide their stress, who are trying to hide their stress, but many persons cannot hide their stress. That is why I call it that it differs from person to person or varies from person to person. So what may be the stressful to one person, pleasant for other person as well. So as this definition is already defined by said by Dr. Bose, that Broad has defined in 1980s about this. I'm not going to repeat that thing again. But one thing I would like to point out here is that the three, skepticism, ineffectiveness, these are all related with the techno space, and whatever slide I have shown you related to the resources, those are adding to such type of things. So it is a negative psychological association between the people and the new technology, etc. So every day, Dr. Ghosh has also mentioned the technology is changing. So every day the technology is changing. When technology is changing, we have to change ourselves. So whatever we have learned earlier, we have to again relearn it. So learn anything, then you have to learn it, then to relearn it. This process goes and continuing and continuing. Unlearn, relearn, and learn. The things are very, very important and to be taken care due course of time only. So that is why we call it that techno-state is negative psychological association between the people and the new technology. So whenever the new technology is coming, we have to grab that opportunity. So today, whatever technology, deep wave we are talking about, and this Corona, COVID-19, this COVID-19 has some negative impact that we are feeling sick. Many people died, and our day-to-day activities has been disturbed, and many people has to lose their jobs. These are all the side effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. But there are some good effect of this pandemic as well. That see, until today we are just meeting each other on the virtual mode. Prior to this, we have never heard about the webinar. Earlier, we are knowing about the seminar, we are knowing about the symposium, workshop, that type of things. But since the corona has been started, we are talking about the webinar, and every day hundreds of webinars are being conducted in different parts of the country. And through this webinar, we are making reach the internet provider, service provider, and basically we are making reach the internet service provider. And every day we are generating some resources, some information, which is again going to be accumulated in the huge number. And again, we can say that we are having n number of literatures because some documents are being published, some information are compiled, those information are published in the newspaper next day or in the magazine after a fortnight, etc. So these are all accumulating information. When those information are accumulated somewhere, sometime we can say that that is going to add a particular some few percentage towards our creation of the stress or techno stress, whatever we call it. So a result of changed habit of work and collaboration that human being brought about due to the use of modern information technology at library. So library is not in the library also we are having different types of resources, printed documents, printed resources are there. Just let me cite one example that since last part of the February, on 20th of February 2020, I have taken over the charge of the Gandhi Handiko Library, Guwahati University, which is a central library of Guwahati University. Now, when I have taken the charge, when I have inside the library, I have seen many good things, many bad things. I have seen some valuable and classic and old manuscripts which are very, very valuable. I have seen the Krishnakant Handik's collections in 11 languages which are being collected by him. He was the first vice chancellor of the Guwahati University. But because of certain problem, those are not properly arranged, and very few person are using. Those who are doing research or postdoc, etc., they are coming and they are using this. So what is its use? And for common people, we will not the number of books we are having in 11 languages until and unless we are having the knowledge of that language. So in that case, I have seen many things are good, many things are bad. The good things are good, but bad things are creating some stress in my mind. How to solve that problem? How to solve that issue? And the process is on. The process is going on. So stress will be there, problem will be there. When problem will be there, stress will be born. When stress is born, then our activities are diverted towards other directions, and we may not be doing right justification with our work. So we have to remove our stress as sooner the better, as soon as possible. Then only everything will be in the right track. So through this technology, whenever we are getting any stress, we call it techno-stress. It is maybe a disease of adoption, as Dr. Ghosh has already told you about this. He has already discussed about this. A disease of adoption caused by inability to cope with the new technology, etc. So I'm not going to discuss further more. So I will highlight on dimensions to techno-stress. So there are various dimensions to techno-stress, that techno-anxiety, techno-addiction, techno-strain. When you talk about the anxiety is a common concept. anytime to get anxiety. Anytime you have seen he's in anxiety, he's unable to do that work. What is the reason? So these use of computers or the ICT that generates fear or having fear psychosis among the person who are using it, or the reader or the user who are related associated with this. So there is an apprehension and hesitation in the user. It includes feeling of uncertainty, which results when a person is required to carry out the action using this ICT. Through this ICT, all of you know that there is an impact of ICT, good impact of ICT, bad impact of ICT, but we have to adopt the good one, the quality one. We should forget about the bad impact, etc. Then only you are going to survive. Otherwise, you will feel anxiety if you don't know how to handle it properly, or if it is not functioning, the ICT is not functioning properly, your work is not just done on, job is not done on time, then you are feeling some different in your mind, and that I am unable to do these activities, I am unable to complete my work, what my boss, what my superior will think about me, I am unable to do these type of things. So that type of thinking comes to anybody's mind, and which again leads towards the stress, etc. So techno addiction, it appears when an individual is unable to disconnect from work related ICTs, etc. So individual unable to disconnect from work related ICT. So there is addiction of anything. So, too much knowledge is dangerous. Earlier we used to call that half knowledge is dangerous. Earlier this is a common proverb that half knowledge is dangerous. Now today we can say too much knowledge is also dangerous. Because when a person is having too much knowledge, then he starts thinking in different way, different direction, and he becomes the addict of that things. And you have seen many persons are sitting using this technology. Basically, when you take the example of the social network platform, in a family, 6 persons are there. Nobody is talking with each other. Everybody is busy with their either WhatsApp chat or Facebook Live or doing other activities with the smartphone, etc. So these type of things are coming up under the techno addictions. So this is separating the people. Nowadays, these techno addictions, playing games, etc. This is also creating a stress among the children. Children earlier, they were coming from the school, they were going out to just play in the open field, etc. But nowadays, they're coming from the school after taking food. You will find rarely some students or some children are going out. What they are busy with, they are busy with playing games, either in the laptop or the desktop or in the smartphone or in the tablet, whatever it is. So this is the change, this is the impact, etc. So that creates stress among the children as well. So children, you see, children are nowadays become fatigued, and they are having some also anxiety. And you have seen there are several cases that children has to commit suicide because of this type of addiction, because of this type of techno addiction, by playing some games, etc. And by even you have seen that by the application and use of an application of this TikTok, also some people committed suicide, some people died, etc. for different reasons because of such type of addictions. So these are the severe example of this stress or techno stress, whatever you call it. Stress experience resulting from the use of new information technology. So when the new information technology is coming, you have to make ourselves available in that area. We have to strain ourselves. You have to keep ourselves away from such type of things, and you have to learn it. If you don't know, you have to learn how to use such type of things. Then only we will be surviving the society in proper ways. Complaints of some techno stress. Let us see. The psychological stress can manifest itself physically, like backache, eye strain, neck pain, stiff shoulder, joint pain. Again, Dr. Ghosh has already mentioned it, so I'm not going to discuss it. Others are experiencing insomnia, anxiety, etc. This has been also discussed by Dr. Ghosh. Then techno invasion, techno overload has been discussed already by Dr. Ghosh. I'm not going to again repeat this. So work environment for techno stress, that is also many portion has been already discussed by this. So to do, librarians are well equipped. Yes, I'm highlighting some of the points that librarians are well equipped with technology to serve the user, and most of the professionals are experiencing level of techno stress. So librarians I have seen in the colleges also, in many colleges in the state of Assam, I have seen that librarians are expert in using this technology or ICT field, etc. And in many colleges, librarian is just after the principal, librarian is the overall or all in all in doing performing such type of activities in the state of Assam. And they are also made the IPSC coordinator in some of the college library. I have seen librarians are the IPSC coordinators or assistant coordinators, and they are always extending their help towards the development of the college, towards the development of the college libraries. And in that library, I have seen that library is also running good and with limited staff. As you all know, in the West Bengal also you have seen, you are having everywhere, we have a shortage of library staff. So with the limited staff, when you are running your library successfully without creating any stress, etc., among your staff, among your user, then you are a successful librarian. So we have seen that most of the works of library staff are done by sitting and facing the computer for a longer time and resulting into physical strain, etc. So because of the less number of the staff, etc., sometimes your library staff is to work for a longer hour, more than 8 hours as well also. So that staff may feel some strain or some stress may appear. So he should time to time, from gap in between the gap, etc. He should take some rest. He should give some rest to his eyes, to his brain, to her brain, his or her brain or eyes. Then only you can keep yourself up to date and fit, and you are ready to provide service. Otherwise, also you will also become the victim of that. I have seen that many of our librarian colleagues, librarian friends, are just balancing their life in such type of things, and they are not allowing the stress to come over, rule over them, and they are side by side, they are rendering the service as well. So the physical work environment where library staff spend 8 hours, as I told you, 8 hours or more than that also, so there should be job satisfaction. If there is no job satisfaction, if you don't have any job satisfaction in the morning when you get up from the bed and you feel that again I have to go to the library, again I have to go to my office, that means some stress is there. That means if you are dealing with the technology, that means some techno stress are there. So if you are not enjoying your service, if you are not enjoying your job, then you are the victim of such type of a stress in this way or other way. And you may not feel, you may not find, but your friend, your colleague may say, but the first symptom is that this type of attitude comes to your mind that, oh, again today I have to go to my office, again today I have to do this work or that work. That is the beginning of the stage, which is invisible, but that is reflected from your words early in the morning when you get up from the work. But when those persons, those librarian friends, or those teachers, or those persons who are working in any of the sectors, private sector, government sector, libraries, or any job, any job, and they're enjoying their job, then they will get up, they will get ready. No, no, I'm getting late. I have to go to my office. I have to do this work, that work, like that. That means you are enjoying your job. So there is a difference between job when you are not enjoying and when you are enjoying. When you are not enjoying, that means somewhere some stress is there, somewhere some techno stress is there. That is the reason you are not enjoying the job properly. So you have to overcome such situation by consulting some experts, etc., some psychologists, etc., that how to overcome such type of things. Or if you know yourself what is your problem, then you can take the preventive measures, etc., and that can you can save yourself. So already discussed that backaches, mouth, throat muscle tension, stomach discomfort, related injury, chest pain, rapid heart rate, increased blood pressure, and difficulty in breathing. These are all physical escape aspects. Emotional aspects like irritability, loss of temper, having a high state of anxiety when separated from a computer monitor, feeling indifference, frustration, like that type of things are coming under emotional aspects. And there are some behavioral changes as well. So behavioral aspects like consist of feeling comfortable with computers, overspending on computers. That means always you are busy with the computers, maybe your laptop, maybe desktop, maybe your smartphone also. If you are busy with the smartphone, that is also changing the behavior, etc. Insomnia, uncooperativeness, unwillingness, using computer terms in non-computer conversation, smoking, cursing, computer stores, and drinking alcohol. Also, these are all the behavioral aspects, etc. Or unwillingness. I have already told you that if you are not satisfied with your job, then this type of unwillingness will appear. Then psychological aspects. When you talk about the psychological aspects, those are composed of information overload in order to find, analyze, evaluate, and apply it in the right context with resources under work and routine jobs, lead to the frustration, job security, where people have to have a fear psychosis that computer may replace human roles and their job will be lost. They will be kicked out from their job. Professional jealousy are there, which are produced by technological competency among the colleagues, among the friends. Uncertainty about the jobs. Now see, when the lockdown has been started, and those who are working in the private limited, private organization, etc., now they are having some fear psychosis that after the corona is over, when they will go back to their workplace, whether they are going to get the job or not. So whether they are again doing some activities in their office or not. So they are having some uncertainty. So this uncertainty also creates this stress, techno-stress or stress. And we have seen that during this lockdown, many people are in going towards the stress this way or other way. Those who are or those who are working in the companies, etc. That whether they can get the job back or not. Or salary also for the first few months they got the salary. Now they are getting, some of them are getting 50% of the salary. Now many of them are not getting the salary. The company has stopped the salary until and unless you are going to work, then you are going to get the salary. So these are all the example of the stress. So these are the example of 4 types of stress, and how to manage this techno stress, how to manage this stress are very important for all of us. So outcome of this techno stress, which includes the decreased job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and productivity, just which I have already discussed just last minute itself. The experts recommended to minimize the techno stress. As I told you, you can take the help of the psychologist, you can take the help of any of the expert. They will give you some idea that how to minimize the techno stress, how to take rest so that you can overpower the stress, etc. A periodic assessment is necessary to check the level of the techno stress, which affects the professional, especially the physical and emotional aspects. You have to check it. So at a periodic interval, you have to check such type of things to save any person from such type of activities as well. So manager should organize technology-based training for employees to make them comfortable with technology and awareness of the harmful effects. Here, I would like to just say that from 1st of September, this notification has been given by Guwahati University that we are going to start the university from 1st of September. But from 23rd August to 31st August, everybody, all teachers, all the staff of the university must check their corona test, must do their corona test. Now, there is again anxiety among the different people that where we will do the corona test, where the people come to the university or you have to go to the corona testing center. So this type of anxiety is now spreading among the teaching community as well as the staff of the university. So for overcome the authority, if authority takes the initiative and request the government that in our university hospital you arrange the testing facility, etc., then that anxiety be overcome. So manager to some extent or manager can just solve that type of problems among the sufferers, you can say that. Universities and colleges need to employ qualified information technology specialists. This is already discussed by Dr. Ghosh, so I'm not going to repeat this. So these are some of the tips, you can say that some of the tips I would like to share with all of you, that stress management tips. So we have to change your thinking. So if you are thinking negative, change or think always positive. So from negative to positive, if you are thinking always positive, then stress will not overpower you. Change your behavior. If something is seen or something you feel about your behavior, etc., try to change, try to adopt the good behavior, etc., so that you can overcome, and try to be happy always. Then those are the tips, you can say that. Change our lifestyle. Everybody should change their lifestyle, and for changing the lifestyle, you can take the example of food, diet we are taking. So check the diet you are taking, the diet according to the climate, according, suppose this is the corona period, so in the corona period the immunity booster diet we have to take it, or we have to take such diet which will not create any tension in my own mind that if I will take this or if I will not take this, then what will happen. If I am taking vitamin C, what I'm going to save myself. But if I am not taking vitamin C, then what I'm going to face problem, such type of things. So always, that's why in the beginning, first point is change our thinking. So everybody should change their thinking. So while diet also, we have to change the thinking. Always think of the good. Smoking and alcohol. So avoid smoking and alcohol when you are in stress. when you are in stress, any type of stress, simple stress or techno stress or any type of anxiety you are having, so immediately avoid this smoking and alcohol. To some extent, you will feel cool, you will feel free from the stress. Caffeine and sugar, etc. So you can check control of this caffeine and sugar as well. Do regular exercise, take sound sleep, take at least 6 hours to 8 hours sleep every day. If you're again crossing the limit of 8 hours, it becomes 9 hours or more than that, then again that will be a sleep disorder, or that will take you to another stress. So if you are sleeping 6 hours to 8 hours maximum, then you are doing the right thing. So you sleep at time, you do the right exercise every day, morning walk, etc., and whatever the styles you continue that. So that by doing such type of thing, you can manage the stress, etc. And leisure and relaxation, you relax, you watch the movie as per your choice, you watch television programs as per your interest, and then you will find that yes, you are uh, driving the stress away. And spirituality, if you are having some spirituality, you can follow that also. So these are some of the tips for all of us who feel at any point of time that he or she is under stress. Just quickly change your thinking, change your behavior, change your lifestyle. Among lifestyle, check the diet, stop smoking and alcohol, check caffeine and sugar, do a regular exercise, sound sleep, relax, and at the leisure time, and do the spiritual work, etc. So these are the tips which are very, very important to all of us as a solution for techno-stress. So as I told you, just one example, that in Guwahati University, we have been asked that you have to do the corona test, COVID test, but where we will do it. So employees should take the responsibility, for example. So employee responsibility is one of the solution for this techno-stress. Management responsibility, management of that organization should take the responsibility. Indirectly, I am calling again that authority will take the responsibility. So managing the technology, always provide latest technology to your staff, to your users, etc. Redesigning jobs and organization structure. You have to redesign the jobs in attractive way, so that if anybody is bored with their old jobs, they can transform it into the area. Same work is being done, but in different ways and means. So that's why redesigning jobs and organization structure is very important. Then complementary medicine and agronomics, technology-based training should be given. And at the end, I can say that it is suggested that the increased use of automation leads to the flattening of the narrow organizational structure, etc. So we have to take the help of this technology. We have to go for proper office automation. We have to go for proper admission management tools. We have to go for library management tools. And with this, we can to some extent check and manage our stress and techno stress as well. So when this stress is with the reference pedagogy, with the reference with the this effective use of e-resources. I have already talked many things related to e-resources, but what you have seen by the help of by the use of this e-resource, if we talk about the e-resource management, then you have seen it is visible among our users that need and attitude of users are totally changed nowadays when they are not in a stress, when they are free. Motivation of students or maximum utilization of resources should be there, but it is the duty of ours, it is the duty of our librarian colleagues, librarian friends to make them information in the ready-made information or in the form of ready recorder things, only the pinpointed information. I will try to show you one example, but in this laptop it will not open. It was in my desktop, even though I will try. Open source, you have to give information about the specific information about the open source, and you have to talk about the various open source platform to the users, show the efficiency and caliber to the users, or you check the efficiency and caliber of the user as well. So like this, if you are managing the resources, etc., then certainly it will be in the winner side. So the government of India is talking about digital India. Here in Assam also, the government of Assam is talking about digital Assam, like that type of things. So these are all government initiatives. If you click any of these, you will get the government related information. So these are all information related to the government activities and government of India on the digital resources, whatever they are doing it. But one thing I would like to say that they are adding those things to the stress or techno stress, whatever you call it. Here, just quickly, I will highlight that out the dictionaries. You are using the dictionary since your childhood. So dictionary is the best friend to you. So pocket dictionary, table dictionary, dictionary, what there are many types of dictionaries. So all of you, us, everybody, irrespective of the disciplines, everybody is using the dictionary for their since their childhood. So these dictionaries, this type of nowadays we are having the online dictionary as well. So we can take the help of these dictionaries, or if you are using this ebook reader, there are also inbuilt dictionaries are there. If you are using this laptop or desktop or even mobile phone, there also you can use such type of dictionaries, electronic dictionaries, digital dictionaries, and which are helping a lot to know about the grammatical information, know about the language, know about the synonyms, etc. And encyclopedia also, this encyclopedia is the treasure house of knowledge. So these encyclopedias are also very, very useful. So these are also available in the e-resource form. This will not open because the main source is my desktop, and here laptop. I could not give the link. I could not transfer the data here. That is why it will not open. None of them will open here. So this is a huge list. I wanted to show you this list. This list is prepared by one of our librarian friends working in the Tripura University Central Library. He is the assistant librarian, Mr. Sundar Pal. So he has, during this corona, in the beginning of the corona COVID lockdown one itself, he has compiled a huge list of e-resources. He has just made a ready corner of things. You get the information resource, you click the resource, you will be able to access it. So if this person can do it, if every person can do this, then this will, I can say that from the lakhs of information, from the thousands of information, this will give you the information in a compact way, or in the quick form of information is available to you. So if you are using this type of things which are made available by our librarian colleagues, librarian friends, then our readers stress will be minimized, our users stress will be minimized, and librarian will have to take some stress at the time of compilation of this type of information, this type of charts or this type of pages, etc., having giving links to all sorts of platforms which are being used. For example, Alipurduar College, suppose in Alipurduar, what is the need of the user in the suppose for teacher or for the students? What are the subjects being taught in the college? If you make a ready record of such type of things for the students and teacher, so just and give a link to your library page, just having a click, the information will be available in the desktop or laptop or laptop or wherever it is. So that will save the time, and that will not help the user to go towards the generating or creating stress, etc. So these type of things, if you are doing our day-to-day activities, that's fine. This is the just archival picture of the newspaper pre-independence, 15th of August 1947, Times of India, Hindustan Times. These are all available in the digital form, electronic form. And technique used in dealing with the stress, the techno-stress technique. More tools you can use. So some examples are there. With this, I will conclude quickly. So take a deep breath, step away from the computer, unplug if you can, identify the trigger and the problem, do something different that you are confident about. So techno-stress techniques to save, this is again for the technique I have made you, that you unplug your computer, you step away, go away from the computer, take some rest, identify the trigger the problem, find out that problem, and try to sort out the problem. And more tools you can use, like fasting, news fasting. News fasting means here it is just a suggestion that if anybody can do this, then you will be keeping yourself one step away from the state creation and generation of the state. Like one day a week, you give a fast that I'm not going to see the news, I'm not going to watch the television, I'm not going to do anything. So do not look at the news, no, not go to the near the television, etc. Give complete rest to your body, complete rest to your eyes, because see, eyes are the most sufferer when you are using this technology. Eyes are the most sufferer, and through that eyes, whatever medically your body is connected, so your stiffness in the neck, your spondylitis problem, your back ache, everything are related with your muscle of your brain, etc. So if you keep rest with your eye, everything will be sort of automatically in the rest mode. So keep news fasting, at least you keep news fasting once in a week, that will help you a lot. Create a boundaries that no email after 5 p.m. Turn off your cell phone while at work, no Facebook at work. So this will also help you from creating or generating a state. Meditation, as I have earlier also told you, exercise, etc. And rewards, when you complete task, get a cup of tea when your job is over, relax take a cup of coffee, take a cup of tea. That will help you a lot to save you from the stress. So to conclude, I must say librarians have a disproportionate share of workload in rapidly changing environment. Stress becomes inevitable. It may not disappear from life as a stress. So you have to do it. Stress management is not an overnight cure. So in one night cannot cure it. You have to do a long term plan, etc., and regular plan, etc., then only it can be cured or it can be relaxed. You can manage stress level and increase our ability to cope with the life's challenge. So accept as a challenge, but too much of everything is very bad. Too much of knowledge is also very dangerous. So it is us, our human being, we have to take care of our body, we have to take care of our mind, brain, soul, everything, and we have to throw the stress out from our body. We should relax whatever the solutions or whatever you have discussed. If you follow such type of things, then automatically you will be the safe side. And this is the picture of the human future library. So in coming days, when these 5G technologies come, when this artificial intelligence will come, when this augmented reality will come, then our library will be completely humanless library and everything in the digital form. Then we can think that how much stress is generated or stress is not generated. So let us wait and watch in the coming days when this technology is further increasing and increasing. So with this, I conclude and thank you very much to all of you, all the organizing committee who are directly or indirectly related, associated with this program. And many of the things I am thankful to Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh also, because many things he has covered, so that has made my job easier. So thank you very much. I am stopping my sharing, etc. Now it will be open for discussion, any question, anything. If it comes, we will certainly take those questions. Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you,
Over to
sir, for your wonderful speech and elaborately explaining about stress, its various aspects and dimension, and how to manage it. And also, you have nicely explained about the different electronic resources. We are very much enlightened with your wonderful speech. Again, I would like to thank Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh and Dr. Sanjay Singh for your wonderful speech. We have received one or two questions. If you permit us, then I can convey the questions to you.
Yeah, sure. Both of us are here.
Thank you, sir. So one question from Priyanka Singh. Is information overload lead to techno-stress? And if it is occurs, then what will be the solution of it?
Yeah. Dr. Rishi, answer.
Okay. So, see, information overload is obviously there, and you cannot carve information overload. The day by day, the information will be there, and whenever the born digital documents will be made, and right now most of the documents are rather been made as born digital, or rather the retrospective conversion is also going on. So information overload will be there. But main problem is that to minimize the gap between recall and precision. That is the most important thing. Minimize the gap between recall and precision. The more recall there will be, the more problem or stress you will face. Whenever one individual is asking you the document, pertinent document in real time, and if you have too much of recall and very little precision, then just to find out, give him the relevant document, it will give you some kind of problem. So you have to know how to filter that information, the mechanisms of filtering of that information. And that's why I stressed on search strategy. That is how to develop search strategy by which you can eliminate all those unnecessary things. And you see, search strategy is string-based search strategy is there, but actually if you want to make complex search strategy, this can go many times beyond of your thing. Rather, it can be much more complex search strategy, a kind of use of parentheses and or not, and using the sets within that one. So obviously this can create some bit of obviously stress, whether this will be techno stress or not. And that is that depends on how this particular fellow is asking information. Are they asking this one in the printed media, or rather in the library itself, or rather they are asking for the digital information? If it's a digital information, then you are obviously in trouble. That is, you have very lesser amount of time, but you have to submit, you have to give that one in that particular point of time, or rather pinpointed specified time. So this is why it can be said that one, that is some bit of obviously stress is there, and technological stress is obviously there, because you have to go learn that one, that is the real search strategy. That is what important thing is.
When this overload comes, meaning of overload is that a stress is there.
Yeah.
Okay. So as Dr. Saprisi has mentioned, discussed, so anything of overload, if you have overburden, then means stress will be there. So we should not allow us to overburden ourselves. We should not allow us to take overload of any job. We should do the work systematically, then there will be no stress, step by step. Yes, next.
Sir, one more question from Dr. Ashish. What would be the best and most recent scale for measuring techno-stress?
One thing for this, Ashish is one of my best friend, and he asked a very relevant question here. The stress management, or like that, or rather the scale of stress management. Now see, one thing I'm telling you that one, so we are talking here something about the surface level of techno-stress. We are not actually the master of psychology. We are not the psychiatrists. We are rather talking about that one. So whenever you are in stress, whenever you write, as usual, you feel something like that, that is, you are not easy or like that, you generally visit the psychiatrist, but they do not always go for using the scale. They, first of all, what they want to know that one, how you are feeling, and just by based on your feeling, your emotions, your talkings, and the symptoms you are saying, they usually prescribe you something that is the very little thing, some kind of triggers or trigger medicines, just you actually calm yourself. That is what. But managing the stress, obviously there are some of the scales. One scale is rather known as TISA, T-I-S-A, TISA. This is technology induced state anxiety. Technology induced, obviously you require a large sum of people to assess that one, and a time scale also. Then you have PIM, PWM, that is prototypical emotional episode model. That is prototypical emotional episode model. And you know, I must say that one, emotional intelligence right now plays a big role in library management. Emotional intelligence, that is how much you are attached with on your job. And whenever emotional intelligence is there, obviously your emotion can also be measured. But if you are not emotionally attached with technology, obviously there will be some kind of dearth of that one, that is, you will obviously lose the thread. So as for example, all these models are there, but I do not have right now that information, that is whether these are at all implemented to measure the techno-stress for the librarians. But most of the cases, techno-stress of the librarians, what these are coming because of their ignorance of the technology, or because of their unawareness of the technology. I'm not telling you ignorance, so I'm withdrawing that one. That is unawareness of the technology, as because they are dealing with two subjects. One is the library science itself, and second one is the merger of technology there. So other fellows are not doing that one. So they are the users, but here the librarian is user as well as the facilitator. So obviously here the state install Koha of your own. Many of the librarians are there. They can't do that. One time Koha will be replaced by Folio, but no one knows that one, when Folio will come and what infrastructure and what other things will be there. So obviously you will see that one, how you can measure. Some people will think that one Folio should not come. Some people will think that one, I will go for Infinite, that is actually Soul itself, because it is easier to use, much more user friendly. But whenever you are using Koha, it is also user friendly. But this web technology, all these nitty gritty things behind it, and your local host, to transfer your local host to the web domain, or rather the IP based one, these are rather really strainful. whether you will learn Ranganathan or rather you will learn that actually the other fellows, or you will learn all these aspects of this one. So emotional parameters are there, but measures have not yet been done. But I think this can be taken, or this thing can be taken by any library, schools or other places, even the librarians also, to check that one whether these are rather being giving any kind of resolution or not, or it is resolving issues or not.
So last
So
question.
we are basically we are dealing with two subjects, library as well as computer. So we have to know many things of computer and many things of library, then only we can do the justice. Otherwise, this type of stress may come. Okay, and librarians are also known as teachers of teachers. Why librarians are known as teachers of teachers? So we are dealing with such type of activities. That is why librarians are also teachers of teachers. Yes, next.
So last question, sir, from Ratan Sarkar. How to solve LIS professionals techno-stress to find a specific query from information overload basket, and think about also in case of students.
Okay, information. I'll just repeat this one.
Okay.
I'm not getting. I think it has already been covered by Professor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, but still, okay, we are ready to speak. What was the question? Repeat it, Prashant.
How to solve LIS professionals techno-stress to find specific query from information overload basket.
Look, man. I'm telling you one thing, Raton. I'm telling you one thing. That is, whenever suppose you know that one, the story of one barber and the doctor. If you do not know, let me tell you the story in a very nutshell. There was a barber who has a very good hand of operating wounds. But in that particular village, one doctor came. He was the surgeon, and whenever he came, he saw that one people are not actually coming to him. Almost all the time, they are going to the barber for actually operating these wounds or like that. And whenever the big things are coming, so they are coming to the doctor. So doctor was very much surprised, and he visited that barber. And once he visited that one, he saw that one the barber was having a surgeon's hand. That is, he was he was actually doing that one very efficiently, and so that people were very happy. So the doctor was rather very much actually impressed, and he thought that one this barber should know something regarding human anatomy, because he is having so much of thing. At least he should know something of human anatomy. So he started teaching him human anatomy, and then after 1 month, the doctor actually went to Calcutta, and whenever he was actually in Calcutta, he returned back to the village after 1 month, and seeing that one, all the villagers having the very small things are actually sitting in front of his actual chamber. And he was surprised. He said that one, why are you not going to the barber? He is having such a good thing. For all false, small and silly things you are coming to me. He said that one, they said that one, the barber right now is not doing anything. Why? Because he actually said that one, I won't do anything. Then whenever the doctor visited the barber was saying that, sir, whenever I was not actually information overloaded, I didn't bother about where is the vein, where is the artery, where is the thing. I can do my job without any kind of problem. But once you taught me all such things, that is, where is the anatomy, where are all these things, whenever I actually take my scalpel, or rather this one, I always think that one, should I actually, is it that I am going to cut the vein or like that? And after that, I actually reduced all my abilities to do that one. So for my suggestion is that do not ponder too much of the thing with all these things. The first thing of mitigating techno-stress is developing your own self. That is the command of yourself. That is, computer is one thing which is developed by individual. You might not be able to take all these things, but it is not that it will actually engulf you. Try to understand the basic things of that one. And my suggestion is that in library field, so many people are there ready to extend their help. Just fire questions, ask them. And if you can live within a periphery of peers all these things will be mitigated. You haven't to go anywhere. Everyone is doing that one. And who said that one to you, that in all the burdens are actually rested with you? So take the help of others and resolve it. And that's why I told you passion. Develop something. That is the important thing. A positive thing can lead you, can take you to the better one. Almost all the college librarians right now in West Bengal, they are using their websites, they are making something like library software, they are managing that one, they are learning something, web technologies, everything. How you did that thing? Where you studied that one? You have learned that one with yourself, actually impetus, and that is the important thing. So I am rather saying that one, Ratan, don't lose hope. We are there, everyone. So no problem.
Trial and error method should be applied. So
Right.
try to learn it, unlearn it, learn it, and relearn it, and use trial and error method. You will be successful one, and don't take overburden of anything. So too much of everything is not so good. So as Dr. Ghosh has already told that you can take the help of many persons are there who are eager to help you, and you should have a one group, and I'm sure that all of the librarians are having some group, and you can discuss this problem in the group, and your problem will solve. So you come out from the overburden and come out from the stress. We will never have such type of stress. So get relaxed and do enjoy your work. And in my speech, I have already talked that if you're not enjoying your job, that means somewhere some stress is there. So you have to enjoy your job. You have to satisfy with your job. Then you will find that yes, everything is fine and you are going in the right direction. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any more?
Thank you. Thank you, sir. This part is there. Thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you, Saptusi sir, for your wonderful speech. And we have reached to conclude part. So I request our IPSC coordinator, Shogun Kumar Mandal, to convey a vote of thanks. Shogun sir.
Yeah, just before that, Newton yesterday told me that I asked him how much your program will run. So he told me, sir, 2.5 hours. Then I thought that before that I have talked to Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh. They have thought that 1.5 hours will be sufficient. So I will talk half an hour, Dr. Ghosh will talk half an hour, other activities will be half an hour, so 1.5 hours is sufficient. But in the night when Newton told me that no, sir, it will 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, from 11 to 1:30, then I thought that something more should be prepared. Otherwise, in half an hour, everything will be over. So now I think, yes, we are just approaching 2.5 hours. So thank you very much to the organization. Thank you very much, Dr. Ghosh. And both of us has shared your platform, and in many occasions we have passed about time like this by talking this way and other way, and time management is done. So thank you once again to all of you. Yes, now carry on.
Okay, this is the time for formal vote of thanks. First of all, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty, President, Governing Body, Alipurduar College, and MLA, Alipurduar. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, I'm audible.
Yes.
Okay. So, first of all, I wish to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Saurabh Chakraborty, President, Governing Body, Alipurduar College, and MLA, Alipurduar, and Dr. Joydeep Roy, Principal, Alipurduar College, for their kind permission and support to hold this webinar. I wish to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Saptarshi Ghosh, Associate Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, University of North Bengal, Rajaramnpur, Darjeeling, for his wonderful lecture on Techno-stress and etc. His lectures are really important to the participants. And also I wish to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, Professor and Head, Department of Library and Information Science, Guwahati University, Guwahati, Assam, and Librarian, ICKK Handicap Library, Guwahati University, for his valuable presentation, especially on effective use of e-resources. He shows a lot of web addresses which are too much helpful. Thank you, sir. A lot of thanks to you, sir. I wish to give my special thanks to Dr. Sanjeev Sharkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, and Shukolan Mistry, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, for their technical support. I wish to thank all the participants from different corners of the country, from Assam, from other states, and from Bengal. All the colleagues who have joined our webinar and make it successful. Thanks to all the members of organizing committee, teachers, research scholars, students, and many other distinguished guests who have joined this webinar and make it get grand success. Thank you all who have directly or indirectly helped us for make this successful successful webinar. Thank you all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so should we quit?
Yes, sir.
Where
Yes,
is
sir.
Newton?
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You talk.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank
Is it
you.
over?
Yeah,
Is it over?
thanks for my turn.
Okay, then. So you are quitting. Okay, thank you
Very,
very
very
much.
thanks.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
credit goes to the entire team. Entire team, we have done great job,
Oh,
and
yes.
this must
you
continue.
have, so kudos to you, all of you. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
And the show must go on.
Ah,
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you,
Now
sir.
we are quitting. Yeah, thank you. Everyone.
Thank you, Sanjay sir.
Yeah, thank you, Newton.
শোভনদা ইউটিউবে ফিডব্যাক লিঙ্কটা দিয়ে দিয়েছো না?
হ্যাঁ, দিয়ে দিয়েছি ভাই,
আচ্ছা,
দিয়ে দিয়েছি।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
স্যার সার্টিফিকেটগুলো কখন পাঠাবো?
হ্যাঁ,
রান কখন করাবো?
দাঁড়াও, আজকে পড়ুক সবগুলো, একবারে পাঠিয়ে
মানে
দিও।
আজকে মানে কটা পর্যন্ত রাখবো খোলা?
আজকে রেখে দাও 12টা পর্যন্ত, নাকি?
রাত্রি 12টা?
তুমি কখন ঘুমাও কখন?
না সে ঠিক আছে, মানে যতগুলো হচ্ছে ততগুলো কি রান করিয়ে দেবো?
তা করে তো পারো, অসুবিধা নেই। পাট করে